but we're getting into number 4. Once you're ready to go, then, open Common Look. Are we all in? Okay, cool. So go over to the tag tree, right? Open up your tag tree, and you've got 3 paragraph tags where the first paragraph tag the third paragraph tag is actually the first item in the list, right? And then you got 2 list tags, but in reality, we're just looking at one list, right? Now, to be clear on this, to make sure that everybody understands, we've got one list of 5 items, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in this list of 5 items, some of the things have smaller nested lists, right, or sub-lists, but big picture, it's one list of 5 items, right? So we're going to tag up one list and then make sure that all the bits and pieces get put together correctly inside that, right? So in the physical view, just highlight the list, right? Don't worry about what's going on in the tag tree. Just highlight in the physical view the list, and then if you're not already on it, make sure that you go to the Insert Tag tab, and then there's the list icon on the right-hand side, right, with the gear in it, Generate List from Selection. You want to hit that one, and then, of course, you want to push, right, Control P, and then you want to clean, Control E, right? So far, so good? Okay. I find it more successful to push, then clean, right? As opposed to clean and then you push, you might be leaving empty stuff behind. Push all the way out, so, then clean. Highlight, tag, push, clean, right? Yeah, I was coming up with an acronym just now, right? Yeah, highlight, tag, push, clean. Okay. Then verify, right? So open up your list, and you should, at the base level of your list, you should see 5 list items, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There they all are. That's awesome. Then open up your first list item. You see your label for number 1, and then your L body, right? Thank you, Siri. That's weird. That happened in another class too. I was like, I get through the whole day, and then Siri decides to be helpful. Anyway, so you've got your L body selected. Now, notice, right, when you select a tag in the tag tree, everything that's in it gets highlighted, right? So you've got the text and your nested list highlighted as well. So when you open up that L body, there's the text element for raindrops on flowers, and then here's your nested list, which if we open that up, we've got 3 list items again, and your label for A, and then your L body for roses. Your next list item has B, and then tulips, and then C and hydrangea, right? Okay, so the nested list gets placed as a child inside the parent L body, right? So if you're putting together a nested list on your own, that's an important thing to remember, that the child list goes inside its parent L body. Okay, so I'm going to close up that first main list item, go to number 2. Of course, this one just has a label and an L body because there's no nested list underneath it. So that's fine. Same for the third one, right? There's my label and the L body for number 3. Following me? And then number 4, open up your 4th list item, right? You got your label for number 4, and then your L body has warm mittens, and then you have a nested list of mitten kinds, something, I don't know, right? With labels and L bodies inside each piece there. Right? Then you get to the 5th list item. You got your label for number 5, your L body text element for brown paper packages, and your list, nested list of string types. B is yarn, not yam. What's a yam string? Hey, content authors, font choice, right? If you're typing something and it looks like yam instead of yarn, maybe choose a different font or something. All right, how did we do? Good? Okay, awesome. Obviously, if this was a real world scenario, you'd want to have an H1 probably for, lists at the top would be your H1. Maybe my favorite things would be your H2. Maybe there's a list later on of not favorite things, would be your next H2. And then your paragraph and your list, right? Okay. You would want to verify and all that good stuff. Okay. Any questions? Look how fast y'all got that one done. Like pros now. Awesome. Okay. So if you're good, then we can save and close or not save and close. I don't care if you save it or not. And we'll go to number 4A. Who knows? Maybe you need to save this one locally too. I'm not really sure. Might want to just do it. Save yourself a step, right? Cool. All right. Do we have 4A open and Common Look is open? Yeah? All right, awesome. So if you look in the tag tree, you got a whole bunch of paragraph tags, but in the physical view, you should have a list, right? Or based on looking at the physical view, you should have a list. So I'm actually going to zoom out so that I can see the entire page so that I can highlight the whole list at once, right? I don't necessarily need to be able to read the whole thing right now. Just want to be able to select it. So I just use the little magnifying glass icons down at the bottom to zoom out real quick. And then highlight, don't highlight the HRA part up in the gray at the top, just the list. Just that part. Right? And then again, way over on the right hand side in the Insert Tag tab, Generate Tag from Selection, we want to use the List button. So highlight, tag, then what? Push, and clean. Now I'm going to zoom back in so that I can actually read the list. Oops, too far. Now, what's weird is that this part's not weird. Development never stops. They never sleep and they never stop. And so I used to use this list, right, list to fix, because the problem that came up was with the labels where it was 16.4, right, for example, 16.4, 16.5, whatever. And the problem that used to happen is that Common Look used to take the 16 point and put that in the label, and then it would put the 4 and everything else in the L body, right? And then the next one, the 5 and everything else would be in the L body and everything. They seem to have fixed that. But this is still list to fix because now the L bodies get messed up. So fix one thing, another one's still messed up. But y'all get these lists like this, don't you, in your legalese, where it's like 1 and then nested list 1.1, right? 1.2, 1.3, and then 1.1.1, right? And so on. So you may find that when you're tagging up these lists, it's going to do the first part fine, 1, 2, whatever, and then 1.1, it gets the 1, but then the 0.1, right, gets in with the L body or whatever, or maybe the L bodies get messed up. So when you get into lists like this, I highly recommend opening your labels and opening your L bodies to make sure that they did get put together correctly. Okay, so we're going to find pretty quickly here that if you open up the first list item, there's your label, right, and it looks correct, right? Actually, you don't even need to open it. The fact that it shows you 16.4, right, that's good, okay? But the L body, from the outside looking in, it looks like, hey, I selected the L body, and the L body, everything that I expect to be selected is, there's nothing extra, awesome, right? But open up your L body, and there's a nested list inside that L body. Should there be a nested list inside there? No, it should just be one L body, right? If you open up, just for curiosity's sake, if you open up your nested list, there's 3 list items, one for each line underneath it, and there's a label, but no L body for each thing, right? So that's weird, right? Long story short is, it's weird. It's not right. But here's a quick, easy way to fix things, okay? So this is kind of where you want to just keep your eye on the prize, because your tag tree is going to blow wide open, all right? But just kind of trust the process. Here's the process. You highlight in the physical view what should be in an L body, right? Just ignore the tag tree. Highlight in the physical view what should be in your L body. Then, if you look up on the screen, please, the list group, if you see where my mouse is circling around about halfway across your screen, here's the buttons to individually make list pieces, right? So we need an accurate L body, right? So I could either hit the button to make an L body, or the keyboard shortcut is just Control B for body, right? So if you hit that, it takes all of the text that you highlighted and puts it in one L body, right? So pause there and look up here, please. Right? So you've got your new L body, but notice your new L body is nested inside the L body that was there, right? So hold down Control and hit P once. Right? So it pushes the new L body out of the original L body. You've got all of this empty stuff left behind, so do a cleanup. Control E. Right? So now you have your list item with a label and a correct L body inside it. Does that make sense? When you learn to embrace keyboard shortcuts doing this, you can really rip through a list pretty quickly. Highlight what you want, hold down Control, hit B for the body, right? Control B, P, E, all while holding down Control, right? So Control, make a list body, Control, push it once, clean up the junk that's left behind, right? If you needed, I'll show you, if you needed to fix a label, so I'll do 16.5 here, right? Now it's correct, bless you. Bless you. So it's correct, but if I needed to make a new label, I would go up to the list group here, hit the button for label, Control L, right? Push it once, right? And it didn't leave anything behind because it was already correct, but do a cleanup and then you'd be good to go, right? To fix this L body, similarly, highlight, Control B, Control P, Control E. This is actually one of those times when I will let the tag tree just stay open. I'll fix stuff and then I'll go close it at the end instead of closing and then reopening every single time, right? So you're just going to go down through the rest of the L bodies, highlight, control, hold down control, and hit BPE. Except I just hit something that changed it into a table of content item. How are we doing? Is it working right? What's that? Yes, no, maybe?
Why did it change it into a table of content item? I got one like that.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh. Because I went back and did it again, right,
Because
and it still turned it into a table of content.
Because Control O is to create a table of content item, and O is right next to P.
Gotcha.
So I didn't aim correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It will say TOCI.
How'd you do? Did you good? Did you good? Are you good? Did you do well? Are we having fun yet? If you're building your lists correctly in Word and then using Common Look Office, you won't have to do this. Did we get all of our L bodies fixed? Anybody need more time? Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean. Try clicking. No, that's not all. Yeah. Click the tab and not the arrow. There, see how it's happening? Because you're clicking the arrow. That's what I mean. Well, you don't need to do it to the numbers. You need to do it to the yeah.
How are we doing? We good? Anybody need more time?
What's the recall button? Just out of curiosity.
Let's see.
Oh, you
Down
got
here.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
there
right
we
here.
go.
Yeah, just because of the resolution of my screen. So if I have, it's like the last channel button on your remote. So if I have this tag here selected and then I have this tag here selected, right?
Oh,
So
you can
if
go
I hit
back.
recall,
Okay.
I can go back to, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. which is great for things like cut and paste if you have a long way to go and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
they just put it into this version of the software, and probably within 5 minutes of discovering that it was there, I was using it.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like this is really handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Most of the upgrades and added features and all that stuff
Was
that,
stuff that you needed.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we have a really big remediation team, right?
Uh-huh.
And so those people say to development, hey, this feature would be great, and then
Yeah.
development adds it.
Okay.
So, I mean, we also take comments from clients using our software too, but most of the fixes come from the people who are using it
Of course, all the time.
every day,
Yeah,
all
you
day,
guys
every day.
know it the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Some stuff that gets added, like the general public wouldn't even know that it's there,
Yeah,
but our
yeah.
remediation
Would
team was
never
like,
use
ah, you know.
Yeah.
There's always bug fixes too, right? Sometimes. What's that?
So you're actually working for Common like Adobe.
No, we're not. We're a separate company. We're not part of Adobe. It's a plug-in to Adobe Acrobat,
Okay.
but yeah, it's not. We're not related to Adobe. I think people are still working, so I'm giving them time.
We'll just close yours.
I'm gonna see.
Oh, yeah. I've got no bodies.
You pushed too far. Right. So when you created your new L body, you held down Control and you kept pushing P, so you pushed it out of the list items. Right.
That's why it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So what I would do in that situation, I would just highlight the list, make a new list, right? Push the list in clean, and then fix the pieces. Right? Because frankly, it's too hard now that you have your L bodies pushed out. Right. Well, so can you open that list item? Yeah. Go ahead and open it. Yep. Okay. So there's actually it's not too hard. So click on the L body. Right. Hit Control X. Right. And then click on the label and Control V. Because now your L body is right below the label. Close the label tab. Right. You see your right inside the list item. Yeah.
Okay. So I pushed too much.
You did. You just pushed out of the. You pushed out of the list item. You hit Control P twice instead of just once. So yeah. You know what? There's another way to solve that problem too. So click on. We have an L body and an L body. Click on that L body. Control X to cut. And click on the label. And Control V. And do a cleanup because now you have an empty L body. Right? Control E. Right. So click on the L body.
But what I can think
Right.
is.
Just for fun, can you open that?
I'm gonna take a
Double
look
click on it.
resolution.
Yeah, so you did that every time. Put the L body. You didn't push the L bodies. You pushed the parent, the original L body out. But you created a new L body, but you didn't push. You needed to push out the new L body that you just made, not the one that was originally there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
Make sure.
Alright.
yeah. I mean, the concept makes sense.
Yeah.
It'd just be a matter of it. But you know what's good is that you noticed, hey, I messed that up.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, if you didn't know you messed it up, then that's a problem. Yeah. How are we doing back here?
Should have been until they're training on our.
But I don't know, that's just me.
There's like
Okay, so what do you?
Yeah. So you've got highlighted what you want to highlight, right? So now, put it in the no body.
You wanna highlight the whole list? Generate list, but I don't know if you highlight the numbers in the list.
Yeah, I think you just
did
did it
do
for
that,
that.
okay, and then you wanna generate list, push out. Control people, and then control E, clean it up. And then verify, so you open the list items. And you verify the
That's
item.
okay, just keep your eye on the prize, right? Control E. But.
Okay, that's fine, now just close it.
Yeah, so hit control E. One more time.
And then,
One more time. There it is right below your label, you see that?
so to, you can either go to the list
So you get
in
the
L
concept,
body,
right? Okay.
and then the first thing you wanna do is create
Yeah.
the L body.
Okay.
So you create an L body. Remember, because, but I think you have to highlight each one. The whole thing. Remember, but not the numbers.
No.
We just highlight.
It's probably untagged.
Oh, he has not highlighted though.
So go to your settings tab
I have to ask him if
and
he
check the
highlighted the
checkbox for
numbers.
untagged, and now try to
And,
highlight.
but you highlight it, and then you control E, control push, and control E.
Yeah, now time
And
out.
or,
Okay, try to do it again.
yeah, now control B, control push, and control E.
Okay, yeah, you're drawing a really, really tight box, right, and when I said timeout, just
No, you
because you
don't
missed
just go
the
there,
top
you just
one,
highlight.
right, so don't go a little bit bigger, it's okay, it's not gonna hurt anything, right, you're fine now.
Control
So,
E.
yeah, see, it's in the untagged concept, so you're gonna go over to insert tag,
So don't pay attention
No,
to
you
what
can
it's
look at it now, the next,
and now body.
yeah, and it's just gonna take you there.
Now, the question is where in the report, so highlight is 16,
Well, me, my whole
so
thing
it's
was
gonna be 14.
That's what we did.
I would encourage you to draw bigger boxes. That's on tag 2, so, put that in a label. Nope, you're good.
Not total.
Nope, a label, up one, there you go.
Make sure.
Yeah, so your new label is below your new L body, so hit control shift up arrow once. Right, okay, so then select, you've got the label selected, hold down control and click on the L body. The L body.
I didn't know.
Because you need to put,
I'm gonna ask.
no, we wanted both of them, so click the label tag, and then hold down control, click the L body, and you need to put them in a list item. See that? So, can you click the list item right above that one? Okay, so the next list item down is the next one down, so then I would just.
You're gonna be like,
So you would have to do the same thing again, so I would make the label, and then the L body, put them in the list item. Okay? Don't hit the delete key, unless you really purposefully mean to untag something. Right? Okay. How are we doing then? Okay? Ish? Kinda? Okay. You can save and close or not save and close or whatever you feel like doing.